Imagine waking up one morning, checking your paycheck, and realizing that you're keeping way more of your hard-earned money. No more federal income tax deductions. No more filing complicated returns, stressing over how much you owe, or watching a big chunk of your paycheck disappear before it even reaches your bank account. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, according to recent reports, this could actually happen. The U.S. Commerce Secretary has revealed that one of the major goals of the current administration is to completely eliminate federal income taxes for Americans earning less than $150,000 per year. Think about what that means for you. If you make under $150,000 a year, you could be taking home thousands, maybe even tens of thousands, more every single year. That's money you could use for paying off debt, saving for retirement, traveling, or just living more comfortably. This could be one of the biggest financial shifts in American history, and if it happens, it's going to change everything. But there's one big question: how would the government afford to do this? And is it really possible to remove such a massive chunk of federal revenue without causing economic chaos? Let's break it all down. Before we do, if you love getting straightforward, practical financial insights that actually help you keep more of your money, take a second to subscribe to Benefit Genius and turn on notifications. We bring you the latest updates on Social Security, retirement planning, taxes, and government benefits, and we make it simple to understand. Alright, let's get into it. Right now, federal income taxes make up about half of the government's total revenue. That means the federal budget depends heavily on the money that everyday Americans pay in income taxes. The rest of the government's money comes from Social Security and Medicare taxes, corporate taxes, and tariffs. But here's something most people don't realize. The top 1% of earners, the absolute wealthiest Americans, already pay a staggering 40% of all federal income taxes. If you expand that to the top 5%, they pay a mind-blowing 61% of the total tax revenue. And here's where it gets even crazier. The bottom 50% of taxpayers, that's half of the entire working population, only contribute 3% of total federal income taxes. Now, let's focus on the group that makes less than $150,000 per year. Right now, this group contributes 27% of all federal income taxes, which adds up to about $588 billion every year. That's a huge amount of money that would completely disappear from the federal budget if this tax plan is implemented. And that leads us to the biggest challenge: where does the government find $588 billion to replace it? There are only a few realistic options. One possibility is raising Social Security and Medicare taxes, but that would be extremely unpopular, especially with retirees and middle-class workers. Another option? Increasing corporate taxes. But here's the problem with that. If you raise taxes on businesses too much, they might respond by raising prices, cutting jobs, or moving operations overseas. And that would hurt workers in the long run. So what's the most realistic solution? The answer likely lies in tariffs and government spending cuts. Let's talk about tariffs first. For this plan to work, the government would need to raise around $300 billion from tariffs. To do that, they'd have to increase the average tariff rate to around 133%. What does that mean for you? It means the price of imported goods, everything from electronics to cars to clothing, could skyrocket. Would you be okay with paying more for everyday items if it meant paying zero federal income tax? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. Now, let's talk about government spending cuts. Right now, there's a program called DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency. The goal of this program is to cut $2 trillion in federal spending over time. For this tax plan to succeed, they would need to find at least $300 billion in savings from government programs. That sounds like a lot of money, and it is. But if they aggressively cut wasteful spending, reduce bureaucratic inefficiencies, and eliminate unnecessary programs, it could be possible. And here's where things get even more interesting. There's another potential revenue source: the Trump Gold Card plan. This would allow wealthy individuals and businesses to buy a path to U.S. citizenship for $5 million per person. If the U.S. government sells 50,000 of these per year, That would generate a massive $250 billion in revenue. That's almost half of the money needed to make this tax plan work. So, when you put it all together, the numbers actually start to make sense. A combination of increased tariffs, spending cuts, and revenue from the Gold Card plan could, in theory, replace the lost tax revenue. But here's the big question: what would this actually mean for you? If this plan goes through, millions of Americans could see a major boost in their take-home pay. For example, if you make $75,000 per year, you currently pay around $9,000 in federal income taxes. Under this plan, you'd keep that entire $9,000 every year. That's like getting an instant raise without working extra hours. For people making $100,000 per year, the savings could be even bigger, up to $15,000 extra per year in their pocket. This could mean more money for retirement, homeownership, college savings, or just a better quality of life. But, as with any major policy change, there are risks. What if increased tariffs make basic goods too expensive for the average American? What if spending cuts impact critical programs like education, healthcare, or infrastructure? And what if the Gold Card plan doesn't bring in enough money to cover the budget shortfall? These are the big unknowns, and they're exactly why this plan is still in the discussion phase. Right now, nothing is set in stone. But if the administration seriously pushes for this tax elimination, it could have massive effects on the economy, both positive and negative. So, what do you think? Would you support this plan, knowing that it could mean higher prices but lower taxes? Or do you think the risks are too high? Let's continue the conversation in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you want to stay ahead of all the latest financial changes that impact your wallet, make sure you subscribe to Benefit Genius. We're here to help you understand and maximize your benefits, so you can make the most of your money. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.